I need to say that we have changed our offering a bit from what we have communicated, because I think we like to present a bit the approach we had, because that might be actually a bit more of an interesting offering, we believe. I mean, how did we start? I think it was maybe a year ago, during times when physical meetings were still possible, so good old times, where representatives of these organizations were meeting and discussing what kind of obstacles, what kind of opportunities, what kind of roadblocks, but also what kind of technical solutions we're having in the world of circular packaging. And we pretty fast focused on the field of plastic packaging. Firstly, because we believe that this is maybe the major issue to be solved, but maybe also partly a bit because many of us had the background in polymers and plastics. So what we did was a quick analysis of the situation, and that was actually pretty easy because we all agreed on what is the situation with plastic packaging. I think there is a good justification why it is needed. I mean, it makes our life better, healthier. I mean, just here as an example, the effect on shelf life of packaged food versus non-packaged food. But I think we also don't need to argue long that there are also major issues. So plastic has a negative effect if not treated correctly in the waste handling on our environment. I think you can all see these pictures on the internet. I think there are much more horrible pictures available, and I think not mentioned here, but also equally important, the effect on greenhouse gas emissions coming from the plastic value chains contributing to climate change. So I think it was very clear that we need to change, and the approach for change was also very clear. I think we saw already a very nice presentation earlier here on the circular plastics approach, or on the circular economy approach, and also that circular economy approach is the way to go in plastics. So we need to go with eco-design principles and with circular business models to circular plastics in this context. So far, so easy. But then, I mean, when you look into this a bit more thoroughly, I mean, you realize, okay, we are dealing with two major issues here, plastic pollution and climate change. So we want to stop the pollution and we want to go towards carbon neutrality. Typical elements in a circular economy are keeping the material longer in circulation. That also applies to plastic packaging to some degree, at least. However, I think you need also a very good collection and separation system in place to make sure that the plastic is not ending up in the environment, and separation for good quality recyclate. And then you can actually enter the world of recycling, mechanical recycling, chemical recycling. I think it's something which probably says something to you. The second topic to tackle, carbon neutrality, of course going to replace fossil feedstocks through renewable feedstock, bio-based feedstock, recycled feedstock coming from chemical recycling. A bit further out maybe in the future, and not really also a discussion point in our group, but I just want to mention it. Also carbon dioxide, we believe, will play a major role there. And very important, clean energy sources, because the recycling industry is actually quite energy intensive. Okay, so while we were agreeing very fast on the solution, so we need circularity in order to keep the benefits of packaging without polluting the environment and emitting greenhouse gas emissions, we also saw the complexity. So, I mean, I think, I don't want to go into too much detail here. I think you have seen these drawings in this form or in some other form before. I think the only takeaway I would like you to focus on here is not, there's the complexity, of course, but also if you see in orange here the value chain. So you have the feedstock, you have the plastics manufacturing, you have the product manufacturing, you have the plastics in use phase, so basically our stage as a consumer, and then you have at the end of the useful life a collection and sorting process in place. And what you see here, that the circular solutions which are put here as bubbles are affecting the whole value chain. And I think this makes it very clear that if you want to find a solution for making packaging material circular, we cannot only look at getting a better performance out of one packaging material without assessing the effects on circularity. So sub-optimization is something which needs to be avoided, and this drawing, this picture should make clear that we need to look and work together with players along the whole value chain to fix the problem. And while we were discussing our individual ideas, I mean, Stack to Recycle was actually born out of the idea that we would like to have a stackable packaging solution that actually prevents the trash can to fill very fast. So I think one nuisance we have realized in packaging was that it actually is very bulky, very fluffy, and maybe a stackable packaging solution will actually overcome that issue. And when we're discussing this in the context and putting this into the context of a holistic approach, taking all players on the board, we realized, hey, come on, we are actually, as the team of Aalto, of Syke and VTT, are already actually bringing a lot of these competences in there to make this assessment. And we can take it much further than only to this one simple idea of Stack to Recycle. So when we look at the competences we bring in from Aalto, for instance, I mean, Aalto was bringing in ideas. We have an idea on a renewable polymer which can be used for packaging. And we can actually provide 3D printing prototyping to test if this actually is fulfilling the stacking idea you're having there. Then we had from Aalto Art School the competence of design of packaging concepts and prototype complying to user, product and systemic needs. From Syke we had the helicopter view on the topic. So making an assessment of the solution based on sustainability criteria, circularity criteria, so having this holistic perspective and systems thinking, giving us the possibility to make an environmental life cycle assessment. From VTT, we had the technology background, thermoplastic material processing performance design, but also very strong proven track record on plastics recycling, mechanical, more in Tampere, chemical recycling, more here in Espoo, in Bioruki, and then linked to that application testing and performance assessment. So while we were discussing our individual ideas, we realized that actually we have criteria in place already which we were using, like, do we have a product design that supports circularity? Yes, we had our Stack to Recycle idea to reduce the waste and the space in the waste bin. Do we have a material which fulfills circularity criteria? Yes, we had an idea coming from Aalto based on a renewable polymer. Does this fit into these existing recycling streams? Yeah, we will look at this at VTT. So we have the possibility to test this. Does it fit into mechanical recycling? Does it fit better fit into chemical recycling? Do we have a profitable circular business model? Okay, maybe that's something which we need to then do with you. And there's the invitation. So as I said, to fit or to assess the fit of our solution, our holistic solution for packaging, if it's reusable, recyclable, economical, we have already, I think, a very nice set of competences available from Aalto, from Syke, from VTT. But we believe in order to make it work, we need help from the whole value chain, meaning we would like to have producers in there, possibly a recycler, possibly brand owner. So if you want to be part of this very exciting work we are doing together with VTT, Aalto and Syke, and want to possibly join a consortium in a joint innovative research project, please contact me or any of the other members of the project team, which I showed in an earlier slide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Holger. I have to say I've been looking at the questions that have been coming in, and there is one question here. I know we are running quite short of time, but if you could give a quick answer to how much your approach would solve the challenges related to plastics use in the big picture.
I think our approach is not so much about the plastic use, but about plastic ending up in the environment and polluting it. So I think we try to get a circular solution for plastics, because I don't think there's, as I said in the beginning, nothing seriously wrong with plastics. Only our way of treating it, I think, is causing the trouble. So we have a plastic solution in mind, but this will actually prevent plastic from ending up in the environment if we implement our solution correctly.
Very good. Thank you so much. Your message was very, very clear, and hopefully you will get very many people interested in this approach. It's really necessary. Okay, thank you.